What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are making something spectacular. If you've ever had a Lenny and Larry's cookie, those are the protein cookies that have added protein in them. The nutrition facts are still a little iffy in my opinion, but they taste excellent. Well, my favorite flavor out of all of those is Snickerdoodle. So the goal of this recipe that I found is to take that same delicious taste that you find in one of those Lenny and Larry's cookies and condense it down into a batch of cookies that are gonna have way better macros. It'll be way easier to fit into your lifestyle. So these types of recipes are some of my favorite because it makes me feel like I'm cheating on my diet without actually cheating on my diet. So if you guys are ready to start whipping this thing up, then as always, you know I'm gonna make it, I'm gonna taste test it, and we're all gonna have a good time. So if you guys are ready, then so am I. Let's do it! Now this recipe has quite a few ingredients, so I'm going to go ahead and put a list down in the description box below that'll detail every single ingredient you're gonna need if you wanna make these yourselves. I had almost all these laying around my house from past recipe videos, but some of these I'd never even heard of before, so you might have to go to your local grocery and do a little searching around to find some of these, but if the end result is good enough, then I think it'll be worth it. Let's get started. So to get this recipe started, you're gonna need yourself a mixing bowl. We're gonna be mixing all the ingredients up in this for our batter. First ingredient we're gonna put in here is we need 2 scoops of a whey protein powder. I am opting for some select Snickerdoodle. This stuff bakes really well and it's gonna help add to that Snickerdoodle flavor we want with these cookies. You can use a basic vanilla if you do not have a Snickerdoodle protein. I'm telling you, this is some of the best protein I've ever had. I really love PES Select. My buddy Travis is sponsored by them. Just overall a really good company. So we're gonna throw 2 scoops in here. And then next up, we are gonna need some coconut flour. If you've never baked with this stuff before, it's a really good thickening agent. It adds a really nice flavor without adding too many calories, and it adds loads of fiber. So we're also gonna have some fiber in these cookies. We need a 1/4 cup. So I'm gonna go down in here and measure it out. Got it, add it in here as well. And then next up, we need a 1/4 cup of a sweetener. Now I am choosing to use Truvia, and what this stuff is a baking blend sweetener that is made up of stevia, which is a 0-calorie natural sweetener, and also has a little bit of sugar in there. That way you are able to make recipes like this that in the end will brown and bake the same way as a recipe that is composed of just traditional sugar. If you've ever made a recipe with just a full natural sweetener, you know how they tend to fall apart. So this is gonna be putting our best foot forward here, 75% less calories than regular sugar. So we need a 1/4 cup of this stuff as well. Twist off our little twisty knob here. Woo! Nice little convenient pour. Get her in here. Like I said, we need a 1/4 cup of this. And there we go. Add it into our bowl. Perfect. Then next up, we're gonna need 1 tablespoon of ground flaxseed. My blender broke for some reason. It's not working, so I didn't get to ground mine up. So hopefully that doesn't change the recipe too much. But if you're making this at home, you wanna ground that up. You got a blender, throw it in there. Now this is one of those weird ingredients that I'd never heard of before. This is called cream of tartar. Tartar. Reminds me of tartar sauce. Hopefully that's not the flavor that they're after. We're gonna need a 1/2 teaspoon of this. Get our little measuring thing here, get down in, grab it, and boom, perfect. Once again, for those of you paying attention at home, cream of tartar. Yeah, I found it in my seasoning section, so have fun. And then next we're gonna need some ground cinnamon that we're gonna throw in here. These are Snickerdoodle cookies, so I don't really have a limit on that. I kind of just sprinkle some in there. Not really gonna change the nutritional values too much at all. And then next up, we're gonna need some traditional baking powder. We need 1 teaspoon of this. So I'll get in here, measure out 1 and 2. This is a 1/2 teaspoon measuring thing I'm using, by the way. I'm not putting 2 teaspoons in there. So we got that added in. And then next up, we need a pinch of salt. I will be using Himalayan pink sea salt. So I'll go ahead and just get a nice little pinch of that in there. And then another strange ingredient that I wasn't aware of what it was is this agave nectar. We're gonna put this in here, low glycemic natural sugar. So it'll help keep our insulin reaction a little bit lower while also adding a ton of good flavor. We need a 1/4 cup of this. I'll go ahead and put it in here, measure it out. There we go. Add it right in there. Now we need 1 whole egg. I had it laying on the counter. Not sure if that's sanitary or not, but oh well. Go ahead and crack it, put it in here. Nice. And we're also gonna wanna add a little bit of vanilla extract to this. Another thing I'm not really measuring, we just want basically like a teaspoon in there. So hit it real quick. And then one of the final ingredients is gonna be 14 grams or 1 tablespoon of coconut oil that I put in the microwave for about a minute, melted it down to a liquid consistency. We're gonna dump it right in here as well. And then the final ingredient is gonna be a 1/2 teaspoon of some Xanthan Gum. If you're not sure what that is, it is basically a thickening agent. It's gonna help all these ingredients stick together and really make these have a cookie-like consistency and texture. So threw that that in there. Like I said, I know some of these ingredients are a little out there, but I'm telling you, if the finished product is good enough, then it'll definitely be worth it. Now we're gonna go in and mix all of these together. And then depending on the protein powder you use, you might need to add a little bit of unsweetened almond milk or water to this to make it thicken up and create the consistency that you want. As you can see, mine looks like it's already gonna need a little bit more liquid. So you don't wanna overdo it on it, but you want just the right amount. So we're at a point right now where I'm gonna add a little bit of almond milk, unsweetened, so we don't have to really worry about adding too many calories. We'll add just a little drizzle in there. All right, guys, and that is perfect. That is exactly how the batter should look. Let's go ahead, throw this on the baking sheet and get to baking. So I just preheated the oven to 325 degrees. Now it's time to go ahead and take these and section them out into cookies. So I'm gonna use a little scooper here, put them down on my baking tray. I hit it with a light coating of extra virgin olive oil spray just to make sure these don't stick. So we're gonna press it down. And by the way, I sampled this batter and it tastes, honestly, out of all the batters for all the recipes I've done, this definitely takes the first place trophy on taste. So if this translates over into these cookies, this is gonna be just absolutely phenomenal. So we got all of our cookies on the pan, sorted out, made 8 in total. We're gonna go ahead and throw it in the oven here on 325 degrees for about 10 to 12 minutes. So I'm gonna set a timer and I'll check in with you guys when it's done. And they are officially done. Oh boy, these look incredible. Check it out, guys. We have ourselves 8 Snickerdoodle protein cookies. They're still pretty soft, but they bake really well compared to some of the other ones I've done. So we're not done yet though. We got one final step. So what we're gonna do here is I made a mixing bowl and I have in here cinnamon and Truvia mixed together. But what we're gonna do is take our cookies here and take them in here and move them around and get a nice coating of this on both sides of the cookie. That way it gets as close to a real Snickerdoodle cookie as we can possibly make it. Check these things out, guys. I am so excited to give these a try. You can even get up close. You can see these sparkles from the Truvia / cinnamon little glazing we did there at the end. Boy, oh boy, guys. All right, without further ado, let's get this taste test on and through. All right, my attempt at rhyming was terrible. Let's just do this taste test. Okay, guys, let's get down to business. Got the cookies here. This made 8 pretty decent sized cookies, and they look and smell absolutely amazing. Literally just like a Snickerdoodle cookie from Lenny and Larry's. So let's see how the flavor stacks up. I'm gonna go ahead and take this one right here, and we're gonna do a little taste test. And just so you know, before I do this, each of these cookies has 111 calories in it. That is not bad at all for a cookie that includes proteins. Let's do this. You guys ready? 3, 2, 1. Without a shadow of a doubt, only one bite in, these are by far the best cookies I've ever made on this channel. They might even be the best cookies I've ever made in general. This doesn't taste healthy at all. This tastes like if McGregor wins in the first round by knockout. Surprising and not likely. Honestly, in my opinion, this tastes just like the Lenny and Larry Snickerdoodle cookies. Oh my gosh, these could get me in trouble. Well, technically not. I could eat this entire batch, only like 800 calories. So I imagine this is what a Scooby snack tastes like. You know what I mean? Scooby's always running around like an addict. Like, Scooby snack. If they taste like this, I can see why that dog is always in such a manic state, you know? It makes sense. This recipe, hands down, gets the double seal of approval for sure. That is, oh my gosh, that's so good. Quit looking at me. Quit looking at me. So in each one of these cookies, as I stated before, there is 111 calories, and the macros add up to about 3 grams of fat per cookie, 12 grams of carbs per cookie with 2 grams of fiber, so about a 10 gram net carb, and 7 grams of protein per cookie. Those macros, guys, are not hard to balance out in your programs at all. Like I always preach, it's healthy recipes like this, as long as you don't mind taking the time to make them, that really can help you stick to your diet and make you feel like you're having a cheat meal without necessarily having a cheat meal of any sort. You can literally keep on making progress on whatever your goal is, fat loss, muscle gain, whatever, and enjoy things like this. I'm telling you, this is by far the best cookie recipe I've ever done, hands down. I am not just saying that. You guys need to try this. I know there's quite a few ingredients listed, so check the description box below. I will have all those listed down there. I know you might have to round up a couple things, but in the end, these things turned out incredible. You can make these for your kids, for your girlfriend. Hey fellas, you get what I'm saying? Bake or something, you know? That's what they say, the best way to a woman's heart is through her stomach. Actually, I don't think they say that. Regardless, I want you guys to try these out because this is incredible. I'm gonna put these in the fridge and I'm gonna use these to kind of fill my macros out for the next couple of days because I just started dieting again, kind of ramping up for a new series idea I have. So anyways, guys, thank you as always for watching. If you enjoyed this video, if you like these recipe videos or you like the dumb, stupid humor parts I put in here, make sure you hit that like button. It helps me out more than you guys know. I'm telling you, that like like button is essential. So thank you to each and every one of you that hit it before you even watch it. It means the world to me, guys. It really does. And I want to give a shout out to Purebolics and the new products they just launched. We have the new cool as a cucumber, lime flavored pure aminos. They come in the energy version that has the added caffeine, which you guys know I take these every day, or the version that does not have caffeine in it. So if you just want the flavor in your water without any caffeine, both options are available, and this definitely gets the double seal of approval. This flavor is excellent, guys. I've never had cucumber. I've never really just went out of my way to have a lime, but you mix the two together and we're all doing just fine. There we go, that rhyme worked. And they also just released the Razzle Dazzle, which is one of my favorite flavors. With, look at that, there's no energy right there. It doesn't say plus energy, which means there's no caffeine in it. So once again, if you want to flavor your gallon of water to make sure you're staying hydrated, get those branched chain aminos in your system with all the positive benefits, they just launched these. And as always, purebolics.com, code RJF10 saves you 10% off your order. So with that order of business, guys, I think we are out of here. Like I said, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I love making videos like this, and I love it when you guys tag me on social media when you make my recipes, and I love it. I try to respond to every single one of those I get, because if I can help someone live a healthier lifestyle with recipes that they still find enjoyable, then I'm all in, guys. My life's goal is accomplished. So thank you guys, as always, for all your support. It means more to me than you know. And as always, don't forget to smile, remain positive, and pay someone a compliment, because you never know whose day you could be making better. With that, I'm out of here. This has been a Remington James production, and I'll see you fine, ladies and gentlemen, at the next video. See you guys.